All right, everybody, we are finally live. I hope we are coming through. I am sorry about the technical delay, but whenever you're dealing with computers, you either want to throw them through the window or do something that would be horribly and tragically something that does not want to be repeat. I'm Ranger J 1999. This is the Real Sith of Genius, and let me introduce you to my two co-hosts that will be joining me tonight, Mr. Finity from the Mighty Psy and SithLordStu. Fellas, say good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening and tuning into the live.
See if you pick it up on that.
Good morning, everyone. I am now awake.
Did you have your coffee? Did you
I
have your,
had Coke.
you had
Coffee is for suckers.
Stu, would you like to debate that issue of the credence of coffee versus Coke? No,
I
so
think Coke will wake you up a lot better than coffee.
yeah, we'll let the chat see if they can
I'm
figure
talking
that
about
out.
the soda, by the way, just to clear it up.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah, me too. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. So we are the yeah.
Yeah, Diet Pepsi's going back to Aspartame or whatever the fuck that stuff's called. Yeah, that'll wake you up.
Winning. So we are the real Sith of Genius. We are just a couple of guys that love playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, part of a community. We are here to talk about the game, currently what's going on, talk about some things to help new and veteran players that have been playing for a while, and kind of just give our thoughts and opinions about everything. So welcome to the first show. You guys hyped, excited, not feeling anything yet besides the Coke feeling from all the caffeine that you just had?
I am hyped.
Are you? You don't sound hyped, Finity. Now, just to let you
Hype
know,
is fudge.
Stu is the shy one, and
Yes.
Finity we can't get him to shut up. So wait, no, stop, reverse that. And then you have who the characters are. Um, but once again, guys, sorry for the delay. We are going to get right into it. I'm still trying to get caught up from trying to get this to work out of nowhere. So just bear with me. I know the screen probably looks the same. So give me 1 minute and we'll start getting into some of the cool stuff we've been doing. So while we're doing that, just to let you know, Q&A, we will be trying to answer your questions at the end of the stream. If you have questions about the game, try to save them toward the end in chat. Let us know what your questions are. We'll try to answer them the best we can. And then, Finny, do we have any links or anything that everybody needs to know about or can share?
So we have a lot of the links in the description of the YouTube channel. So we have a link to our website. If you're welcome to go there. We're trying to share some little things here and there, like the graphics that we use for the stream. And we also have a link to the Rebel Base Discord. And if you're not familiar with it, Rebel Base is a community of guilds that we have. A lot of the guilds are in the top 100, and you have a lot of people that are in the top arena ranks in their server, and everyone is willing to help, so come by and go ahead and have a discussion with us.
Awesome. So let's start with the first thing really to get into today is I guess there was a change to which Ewok am I thinking about? There was some kind of glitch that happened where they were trying to fix it, and it didn't quite work out that way. You guys know what I'm talking about? Who is it? I didn't get a chance to read the notes all. Which
It was
the ones that
with Teebo,
Teebo.
and his stealth is all messed up. There was actually a post on the forums that ended up kind of... Anytime you have a post on the forums of SWGOH, sometimes it starts to go on tangents, and the moderators have to start bringing it back. But the original post actually had a message from, I believe it was CG Conduit, who basically said that they made some changes to Teebo in order to try and do a simple fix to the stealth that was going on. And once they did that simple fix, quote unquote, it actually became worse. So because of that, they're working on trying to correct that. But they are aware of the problem, so hopefully it'll be fixed in the near future, as I'm pretty sure most people are using Teebo in Phase 1 of Tier 7 raids, so he's kind of important right now.
Okay. Any thoughts on that before we move on? Stu's been all
No,
quiet.
not for me.
All right, so we like to start the show. We're going to try to do some funny stuff in the stream as we do it. And the first one is going to be the Not Bill Cosby Star Wars Experience, where Bill Cosby shares his thoughts on a quick subject, and we will get into it. And today I would like to talk to you all today about SithLordStu.
Uh-oh.
Now, Stu said to me, he said, Bill, I need some chromium packs. And I said, right. And then he used some filth, foreign filth language that I didn't appreciate, and he told me to stick my Jello pudding pop right up my ass. And I went to the children and I said, you cannot do these kind of behaviors when playing Star Wars Galaxy or Heroes. And then Stu struck me violently and caused me to frizzle frazzle and the dizzle dazzle. Oh. And I would like Stu to discuss today the thing that really was making me angry besides the pudding pop in my ass is, what do we think about the Ayla Jedi event that was done by EA and canceled? Oh. So we'll start with you, Finn, and you, Stu. We did have recently, they had an event that was canceled for SWG. And that was, they had the Jedi event. It got canceled. They said they wanted to change it. Kind of mysterious. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
So I guess I'll go first here. I thought that the event itself had some potential. It's a good way for the free-to-play players to get access to Kit and Ayla without it being terribly easy for them, so the pay-to-play don't feel like they were gypped and spending all the money. Although I'm sure they still kind of felt like that because you do have to invest quite a bit to get them. The one downside with the event, which is what I think is the reason why it was actually removed, is the fact that nobody wanted to spend crystals in order to do the refreshes with the rewards being as variable as they were. Whether it was the credits not living up to the 2 million potential that it was listing there, or the fact that I think every time I did it, I got Jedi Knight Guardian shards, who, while I don't have her 7-starred, I don't really care to get her 7-starred, so that didn't really help me any. I would have preferred actually Jedi Consular, so at least I could get some shard shop currency. But with the Kit Fisto, the thing that I think was the worst was that the top tier of the Kit Fisto event actually did not have Ayla shards, which was ridiculous. The lowest tier and the middle tier, you had a chance to get Ayla shards, but not with the top. And I think they realized that nobody was refreshing the top tier, and then because the rewards were lesser in the middle tier, even though you got Ayla shards, still nobody wanted to refresh it, and they realized that the whole event was kind of wasteful. And I wish they had done the refreshes with ally tokens instead of crystals, and I think it would have been fine. But that's kind of just my take on it. Stu?
Oh man, what more is there to say? What more is there to say beyond that? It was good. The idea was good. The rewards sounded good. Everything sounded good, but it just seemed a little lacking on there. The abruptness and what they said about the polling of the event, though, has led some people to think, and I tend to agree with them, that there was maybe an exploit that was either that they found that could be exploited or something that was going to be exploited on there, because it worked pretty much the same as the Ayla Secura one, and there wasn't a problem with that one, according to the devs. And that's pretty much what the devs have been doing recently. You know, I mean, over-promise, under-deliver. That's what they did when they released, like, when the raids first came out, and they had that, you know, the Mega Raid Help Pack stuff, where you thought you were getting 25 shards, because that's how it was worded and stuff, but then it turned out you got 25 total of everything. So them over-promising and under-delivering is just something that we've all become accustomed to. But I do wish that it would have delivered a little more than what they promised and what you actually got.
Yeah, have you guys had a chance to check out the or do any of the new event that was launched, the Scoundrel thing, where they said it's going to be every 6 to 12 days, and you need Scoundrels to complete it. I only had 1 of 5, and it wasn't even close. I couldn't even get into the event. Did you guys have enough of the components to get in there and try to do it?
I could do the first one. the tier 1.
And what'd you think?
It was all right. It wasn't super challenging or anything like that. It was just it was good. It said that you were going to get 150,000 credits, and when you were done, you got 150,000 credits.
Hmm.
Perfect. I can live with that. I just wish that I could do the tier 2 and get that what is that, 300,000, 350,000? Yep. See, I wish I could do that one, but I'm not going to dump in a whole bunch of Omega Mats and credits and crystals and gear and stuff to get these guys up. It'll come back around. I'll get to the scoundrels and everything when it happens, when it comes around again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 4 of 5, so I'm in a similar situation to you, Ranger, where with 4 of 5 I can't even get in yet. But I'm working on some anyways. I had them in like my next step of characters that I was going to get. I'm rushing them a little bit now because of this, because an extra 1,000,000 credits in any given week when this thing pops up is still a pretty nice reward considering the credit crunch. So I am raising how quickly I'm going to be leveling some of my scoundrels, but right now I still can't get into the event.
Yeah, pretty much me too. So, what do you guys think for these events overall? What do you would be a direction you would like to go? We'll start with you, Stu. What do you think would be like a really good event in your mind that EA could come up with that would be fun for pretty much all players?
Something that's a little more multi-tiered than what it is now. It seems everything panders to the higher level players. I mean, they could have easily have made level tier 1, 30 and up, because you can get to level 30 real quick in this game, or 20 and up if you wanted. There was an event out there that, what only requires you to be at level 20. So, and they could try to include them more. Also, when you are going to make something as enticing as the Jedi events were for the Ayla and Kit Fisto shards and everything, like actually give them the unattainable stuff. I mean, the free-to-play players, with so many other things, just look here, whenever they fix something or whenever they think they're going to be thrown a bone, it just ends up being like, oh, no, can't do it. Client must be restarted, I see.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? The old client restart. Gotta love it. Okay, so let's move on to the next bit of information. We've talked about this before, guys, but about pre-crafting. It was put out there about the pre-crafting. Kind of led to a lot of hot debate in the community. And also, there was another incident where players for like an hour and a half, 90 minutes, were able to get their raid rewards over and over again. We'll start with you, Finity, this time. What were your thoughts? Pretty much about what EA said about pre-crafting, and then also what were your thoughts about the whole event with the those players that were suspended or banned for that, for the other event?
I know that Stu has some strong thoughts about the raid reward thing, so I'll leave that to him. I'll comment a little bit more on the pre-crafting. And what I can say is I will openly admit I saw the post by the devs before they changed the materials, and they wrote that the materials were changing and they were adding these items that weren't going to be accessible until later. I pre-crafted 2 droid collars. I did try to farm materials in order to farm more, but I'm free to play, so I don't have like unlimited crystals in order to try and do refreshes to try and get these items. So I was only able to do 2 droid collars. The one thing I will say is that now it is so far removed from the time that pre-crafting happened. And it's kind of silly to think that something will change at this point. For the stats that was put out by John Solera with regards to like the number of people that actually did it and how many people in the community of SWGOH actually did the pre-crafting, and now the fact that everybody has about 2 full raid gear and all that stuff, the stats are a little bit skewed in that when you're looking at the community as a whole, you're going to include people that are inactive, you're going to include people that may have just started, you're going to include people that just play really, really casually, so they just aren't at the level where they needed the pre-crafts. If you look at, like, and I can comment on my server, the PvP server at the time that I was at, there were a lot of people in the top 200 that had pre-crafts. And it was fairly obvious. And I mean, like I said, I pre-crafted, so I didn't really think anything negatively of it. It's just whoever saw the forum posts and kind of goes out of their way to involve themselves in the whole community got a little bit of an advantage, but that's just because they're doing their research. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, one thing I will comment on, though, the attempt of giving all players the opportunity to get full raid pieces in shipments. The way that they're pricing it is ridiculous. So I think furnaces were something around like 1,600 and something crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Droid collars were 1,400. Scanners, they made 2,200 or 2,205 or something like that. I think it's fairly silly in order to change the crystal prices that much from one raid gear item to another, and then expect everyone to be able to get it. That's a 600. That's from the droid collars, which were the week before. That's an 800 crystal difference. And a lot of the people that are suffering because they didn't pre-craft are not in the arena ranks where it actually matters. So that's my one complaint, is that I really wish they would make the cost of the raid gears that are coming in shipments same price all across. So make it 1,400, make it 1,600, whatever it is. I wouldn't say make it 2,200 because you've already kind of set a precedent with furnaces and droid collars at 1,600 and 1,400. So that's my thoughts on pre-crafting and their solution as it is right now.
Yeah, and then Stu, you had some thoughts about the whole player base and everything that went on with the 90-minute little fiasco. Go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with that little exploit where people were getting, multiple, I guess it just auto refreshed. I don't know. It didn't happen to me, so I don't know the particulars of it. But they were able to just, to infinity, were able to sit there and just collect and collect and collect and collect and collect and collect and collect. And it's like, okay, seriously, how fucking stupid are you to do that? It's like they have been watching this stuff like hawks ever since the iOS achievement reset thing. It's also, I mean, it's again, it's a two-edged sword. On one side, how the hell do the devs keep on allowing this to happen? It's like, yet again, you don't have to do anything really to exploit any of the coding itself or anything like that. What you're doing is taking advantage of simple automatic resets that keep on happening within the game. Obviously, people have been playing this game long enough now where they know, okay, so you collect your rewards, it comes back, you go, did I collect them or not? You collect them again, okay, fine. You don't, but if it shows up again after that, that's when you have to start going, whoa, like, not gonna do this crap again. So, and I know that there are people that were sitting there just, oh yeah, over and over again, look at all the stuff I'm getting. And I really, really hope that there's some people on the higher end of my shard that, wow, the Ahsoka Tano went like way off the screen there.
Yeah, I'm getting a little lag. I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, that's all right. It was just funny. It caught me off guard. Derailed me a little bit. But, it's just the devs can't keep having this happen where an 8-year-old sitting there who doesn't really grasp the gravity of the situation is sitting there just going, oh, okay, look at me, I must have hit the jackpot or something like that, and now he's going to get banned forever. And should they get banned? Absolutely they should be banned. And and they're going to ban them. Some people are going to get temporary suspensions, other people are going to get permanent bannings, and that's fine if you're going to do that stuff. I also kind of like the idea that if you used all the gear, all the credits, and all that stuff to max out a guy and everything, that they're going to strip them all of all of it and bust them down to like a 2-star. That's hilarious. I'm taking screenshots of like the top players on my shard and seeing if anyone's going to lineups are going to be changing here.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Finn?
I mean, I agree with everything he said, and I mean, it's hard to come up with a solution after the problem has gotten as bad as it did. If people were exploiting it more than 3 times, and it kind of leaves them no choice besides suspending the accounts basically forever. But I really wish the problems wouldn't happen, and I volunteer myself to beta test any updates that they have that are coming up.
Yes, if they need beta testers, look at the Mighty Sai and Black Sun Rising. We'll be more than happy to beta test this stuff, so when it's released, there isn't an exploit.
Got it. So let's move on to the last bit of information. Is that they announced that over the forums that they're basically going to be doing some things with Empire characters, characters with AoEs, droids, and then of course scoundrels. It leads me kind of with the next topic that this kind of gets me to is when are they ever going to make same comp teams viable? I mean, you think it ever is going to happen? And
I'm just getting little hope on it now. It's something that keeps on coming up. I've seen it mentioned a few times in the forums. I've directly asked a couple people over there at CG, what about faction bonuses or something that will reward people for taking an all Sith team and an all Empire. And I've talked about this before in previous streams. Everybody knows I want them, and a lot of other people do. So we can start getting some variety here instead of the mishmash of characters and these no-name soldiers that are, running the leaderboards on everyone's shard. Just give us a bonus or something. And they can get as easy with it or as intricate with it as they would want. And I understand that there's coding and costs and everything like that, but there are things that they could do where it's like if I have an all Empire team, there's a bonus involved with that. There could be something done with speed, or there could be, there's always something that could be tweaked or added or something, or now they have evasion down, or like the other team loses some evasion or something. And there's always a little something that they can do, and I agree, still a long way off, and I don't even know if it'll ever happen right now because they keep on releasing characters kind of sporadically where you really don't even know where they're going at this point. It's like, oh, here's a scoundrel, and then, oh, here's a Jedi, and oh, here's a Jawa engineer, and oh, here's this. They keep on releasing these characters where it's just
garbage.
I know. It's just complete hot garbage that they keep on giving us.
Hot garbage.
And I just hope one day it does happen, but I just don't see it happening anymore.
All right. Finity, your thoughts?
So what I will say is I do like the mashup of characters that have similar, I guess, high stats. So for example, like a speed team, if you find everybody with a lot of speed, the thing that I really wish that they would have done is actually stick true to what they actually said they were going to do like 2 months ago, which is that the slow characters would get more damage. It would actually kind of make it interesting to see a speed team versus like a tanky, high damage slow team. And I will say, and I think Stu is in the same boat, like Savage is kind of our vanity character. He's just a character that we ended up leveling, and I was hoping he would be good after that patch, but that never came through. So I wish they would revamp those things where if you are slower, you do more damage. I think that would kind of naturally start to separate out kind of the characters based on stats a little bit. It still wouldn't do it by factions, and I think the problem with factions is that right now there is no particular ability that really fits any one group alone. So but by that I mean like with Jedi, for example, Old Ben is the evasion lead that everybody is using. Qui-Gon is the speed lead that everybody is doing. But it doesn't make it easy to make a Jedi faction bonus. Then you have the Sith, who have Dooku, who is an evasion bonus. You have Savage, that's like a defense leader bonus. They have it so you have a variety within each faction. It's hard to create a single faction bonus, I think. I'm kind of with Stu that I think we're at the point where it's probably not going to happen. It would be interesting if they do, but I just don't see it happening at this point, just because of the way they've laid out the characters.
Okay. Anything else before we move on to the final thing? All right. So they introduced, and I'm trying to get it to work. We had a nice presentation and everything, but they introduced Anakin and Geonosian Spy, and so the question is, what's the deal with Anakin? Stu, have you had a chance to look at Anakin's rework or Affinity, and what are your guys' thoughts?
I actually just went up against a guy in my shard who's running an Anakin lead on there, and boy, he can do a surprising amount of damage. Fortunately, it was against the AI, so I didn't really get to see a whole lot. But he has him 7-star, gear 10, level 80, and everything. And dude, he was doing some damage. I mean, he wrecked me.
Yeah, I got a guy on my shard. He's running Anakin on there. I don't think he's lead, but I got to check again. But he has him on his team. I didn't have any problems with him. I don't know if it's just because the AI had kind of the same experience you did. I mean, I kind of wrecked the guy because he was running an all Jedi team. So it was kind of like, okay. Let's theorycraft here. Where do we see Anakin's potential? Potential. I've got him up on the screen as I'm going through some stuff here. I mean, Finn, where do you think or Stu, one of you, can you think where he could be viable, or which team, or theorycrafter, where he might be the best with the reworks?
So I guess I'll go. So they did. SWGOH.GG does have his new stats up. So if you look at the PowerPoint that's up right now, his basic damage went up about 800 in the min and the max. So, and the same kind of was true with all of his attacks. His special also went up a good bit. I see him as a good damage dealer on offense. So kind of like Stu, I faced an Anakin, one as a lead and one as in addition to an old Ben. And what I noticed is his tenacity is still kind of crap. I just kept him stunned by Royal Guard before I killed like Rey, and then he would get full turn meter, but he was stunned and he did nothing. So I basically negated Anakin the whole time. He is a liability on defense. He did his AoE one time, and he actually managed to expose himself. So that was fun. And I don't see him being very good on defense. On offense, though, like the one time he did hit me, so he hit me with the AoE. He did a lot of damage. I think he did almost 6,000 damage with offense up on all of my characters without crit. So he does a fair bit of damage if you let him kind of run loose. But they kept him kind of bad defensively. So I think in a sense he's kind of balanced.
Do you think he's more of a raid character? I mean, I just can't see him viable for PvP, but do you think for raids he could be? I think it's the piggies.
In PvP, but in offense only.
Yeah.
I can't see you leaving him overnight on defense. I think he's still going to be too much of a liability, even with the clones. I think you're still better off with like a Rex lead if you're going with like a clone team. I think with a Jedi team, you're better off with an old Ben on defense. On offense, though, he has a lot of potential. You can put him with the right team. You can make him move up the ladder. If you leave him overnight, though, I think you're asking for a hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like with Yoda. Yeah. And then the other was Geonosian Spy. Here's some that I've got. It'll be popping up in the stream soon. Kind of some of his stats. Any thoughts on this funky little character that they had? Another Geonosian to the mix. I know Stu loves these characters that have no significance in the canon.
Well, it's not that I don't enjoy them. I like having them there. I think it's cool that we have Geonosians and Jawas and stuff like that, and that's fine. But making like Geonosian Soldier like one of the most powerful characters in the game, where it's basically you have to be running him in your arena lineup, or most of the lineups actually have a Geonosian soldier in there. It just seems a little weird to me that they wouldn't focus more on, like, Mace Windu still sucks. He's
No,
still
he's great.
absolutely useless. No, he's not.
He's
Yeah,
garbage.
yeah, but we're getting a new Geonosian, the Geonosian spy, and looks like we get a squishy little bug there. To do
Yeah,
it.
so
Ben, what are your thoughts on him?
yeah, so they just SWGOH.gg, which is like the Bible for these kind of things, just came out with the site with the stats on Geonosian Spy. So just to kind of give you those numbers here, the damage on his basic attack, the feint, is between 2,800 and 3,200. I'm rounding, by the way, just to simplify. And his special attack, the Silent Strike, is between 5,000 and 5,600. His hit points are 11,700, and his protection is 10,000. So combined health and protection, he's just about 22,000 roughly. So he's super, super squishy. His damage is still not great. He does have the ability to stealth, and my first thought in just trying to see whether or not he would be useful kind of went to a new Gunray lead with Leia and Geo Spy and hiding behind like two tanks, like a Royal Guard or a Han or something like that. So that was kind of my first thought on trying to figure out whether or not he would be viable in any way. His speed is 121 though, so he's kind of slow, so he probably wouldn't get his stealth in time before somebody would kill him, because I'm pretty sure a Ray could kill him with a flurry pretty easily.
Pretty much.
So,
I'm also sure with the way the Geonosians look and the way they talk and everything, I'm sure he's a real good spy. He's not easily spotted.
That's what GP said.
I know. I had to use the joke. I saw it.
It's so great. Yeah, it's like, hey, buddy, I don't know. I know you don't look like the rest of us Imperials, but I'm pretty sure you're not a spy. Pretty much that clicking sound they make. God, I hated that Attack of the Clones, but we won't relive the Attack of the Clones. Oh God, I hate that movie. So pretty much that's all the topics really that we had for this week.
can I add one thing really quick though?
Now.
There is one potential with this character that I think could be really, really interesting. It's his unique ability, where anytime a Geonosian ally inflicts a negative status effect, he'll gain 70% turn meter. Geonosian characters, except for Poggle, don't really inflict anything negative. So if you pair up with an 88 lead with Geonosian Soldier and Spy, you could end up with the Geonosian Spy going quite a number of times without even trying, just because of the way that the mechanic works for his unique. And Geonosian Soldier also gives a bonus for ally Geonosians as a unique, not even a leader. So that could be a potential combo as well.
Nice.
Thinking outside the box, I like it. It's good. So
Theorycrafting. Yes.
Yes, your tears are so delicious, Scott Titterman. All right.
The taste of unfathomable sadness.
It's so delicious. If you don't know what that is, that's South Park. We will be referencing stupid things like that. So let's get into some gameplay. Let's get into some stuff that... let's open it up to anybody that's out there. Let's get some questions, guys. If you have any questions about the game that you'd like us to answer, feel free to start shooting them into the chat, and we'll be more than glad to answer. While we're here, waiting for a question, I've got the gameplay going. We can kind of look at, you guys, whatever you guys want to look at. We can look at Cantina, we can look at PvP. Actually, I could do a PvP match against an Anakin-led team if you guys want to look at that. Once I get done with this challenge, which are not challenging.
Why would you say such a thing?
What's that? What do you mean?
Challenges are incredibly challenging.
Um, it is.
Challenges are a joke. But that's fine. That's fine. We don't get a lot for them anyway. I'm not saying increase them or anything. It's just like the Galactic War thing when everyone was like, oh, well, now it's too fucking easy. It's like, well, we're getting the same rewards we did when we first unlocked them at level 40. So I don't give a shit. You should be able to just train wreck through it and get, your little credits here and some crystals here and stuff. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, but I gotta say, with a turn meter, anything can be possible to happen.
So for those of you just joining and not in the Discord, we are now joined by Dark Lord Lampshade, leader of the Mighty Side.
No, he just kind of snuck in, man. What the hell? I had no notice.
I dragged him in.
Oh, sneaky.
He was saying in chat that he wants to come in here and hammer Affinity for being wrong.
Oh, let's let the fight begin, Finity. Lampshade has said that you're incorrect in your assessments, and then Finity said Lampshade's a poopy head. Debate.
Hey,
Wow.
I will warn Lampshade right now. If you make an argument against me, I will dissect every word that you say and repeat it back to you.
And with your dissection, I will analyze it, recompute it, and repopulate a whole new verse that you cannot end with.
Oh, snap.
This is why we're in the same guild.
It's getting real up in here.
Never take two analysts, put them in a guild, and then make them play Star Wars, which is a stat-based game.
Well, get on with it.
Do
We're not here
it.
to stroke each other.
No, absolutely not. But,
Why not?
I don't know.
No, to give some context, just going back to what Stu was saying, I love the banhammer coming down and banning out some 8-year-olds for not knowing what they're doing. But you got to take it into account, what are they banning them completely? Is there a better way to do that? Personally, I'm waiting to see some videos on this ban channel, a ban hammer, because apparently it exists for all these people who've been banned into like their own cheating server.
Well, as they say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I'm just throwing it out there.
So, I will say that they did make a cutoff on people that did it more than, I think it was 3 times, that they're doing kind of the permaban, and people that did it once or twice, they're kind of letting off the hook a little bit. So I'm okay with that as the cutoff. At some point, you do have to realize that you're picking up stuff that you're not supposed to be. Now, if it's an 8-year-old, it's going to be really hard, and I'm sure there's going to be people that are sending in tickets and arguing with whatever happened. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I can see your point too in the mismanagement of some of these bannings. The one thing that we didn't mention yet was in the same post that they talked about these raid rewards, they are now basically finally fixing the Vader shard issue from the exploit back then. They did all the banning and stuff already, but they had left all of the shards, and now all of a sudden they're removing the shards. So their justice is a little slow. It's not really swift justice at all.
Sure, and you can't, to be realistic, you can't expect with a team of, I think, what is the dev team? It's not even close to 100, isn't it? I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
Swift justice, that's a little tough.
Well, do you think? I mean, they could say that what they might do, just as a warning, say, hey, this is going to come. They can tell the community, hey, we've heard this might happen. If this is the possibility, we're looking into it. But if it is the case, these are the possible consequences. Instead of waiting like a couple of months and then going, hey, buddy, enjoy the ban. Screw you, hippie.
Yeah, I'm going ahead.
The voice chat over there.
I don't see the live event. Maybe I need to go to the homepage here.
All right, yep. We're up and running. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry for that little interruption there, but we're back. We're live. We're up and running. Ranger, are you ready?
Yes. I apologize to everybody and all the little pygmies down in South America, wherever they are. Just
Yeah.
my God.
That's all right, man. It happens. Definitely happens.
I know. Hopefully, we can get everybody over here.
What's up, Grande? How you doing? That's my bearded brother right there. We're obviously
From
running
another
off of
month.
my setup now. Definitely,
Because Ranger blew it.
nah, nah. It happens, man. It's happened to all of us before. Obviously, I wasn't planning on doing this. This is my game that's up and running, but I am done with Squad Arena. I am done with Galactic War. I am done with challenges. I am done with everything. So, I don't know. I guess I could do some normal battles here.
We'll do what? Let's see if we can get some questions. But
Yep. If anybody wants to get some questions going,
yep, ask us some questions if you can. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions from people about who you should start with in Cantina, and I can tell you right now, the two people, new players, characters. I'm sorry, two characters that you need to go for first. It's just as my recommendation. You guys can say differently. Um, is Node One, which is Geonosian Soldier, and then Farm Qui Gon Jinn. I mean, those two players will go a long way for you in a lot of ways. I use them in PvP. I use them in raids. I mean, GW. Would there be another route you guys would pick for new players, which characters that they should go for in the Cantina?
I would probably agree with that with Geonosis Soldier and Qui-Gon. The only thing that I would think about though instead of Qui-Gon might be Daka only because there's really no other healer on Darkseid and she is still quite useful in PvP. Um in the lower ranks if you're able to get off stuns, you'll pretty much dominate each of the PvP battles if you do it right. So I would say maybe Daka, but I would still probably say Qui-Gon first, and GS, especially since he's right off the bat.
Janko Fett, no. Just no.
I just saw that. God.
Lando, so Grande's asking Lando or Chirpa in Cantina next. Um, so
I
I
see
don't know.
Chirpa.
So I was actually gonna say Chirpa because I don't know if you saw this, Grande, and for all of you guys, with this latest update, in your achievements, there is a new achievement to go along with the Empire assault battle. There is now an Ewok assault battle. So there's going to be an event that's going to be occurring regularly, kind of similar to the Empire one that happened, that's completely based around Ewoks, it seems, based on what the achievement says. So I would say go with Chirpa, unless the only thing I would say is if you need scoundrels or the Scoundrel Event. I would maybe farm Lando first just until unlock and then switch to Chirpa for the event. And yes, Floba, I don't have any droids. Floba likes to point that out on me.
Hey man, droids are a badass team, especially in like phase 2 and phase 3 of raids. Don't be hating on droids. I know the Ritual Gaming guys who are good friends of ours and have that jump in the Rebel Discord once in a while. You know, they're huge droid guys, and it's amazing to watch what those guys can do with droids. It really is.
Oh yeah, they love
Oh,
their droids.
yes, and I don't disagree that droids are good aren't good. I I did like droids at the beginning. When I first started the game though, I was all about Jedi. So I was doing a lot with Jedis and it turned out to be useful because Yoda event still wasn't out then, so it worked out for me. But and especially since I was scrubby, I wasn't farming droids. So it took a little while. I was just about to start droids too. I was actually gotten HK I think a couple of times out of arena shipments, and then they released Leia.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not favoring droids over Leia. That's not happening. So I've been working on Leia, and as soon as she's done, I'm gonna go back to droids. I might get
Now, let-
Greedo first, but that's it.
Now I'm doing Leia too, but I'm really using her for like because of her damage. Because in PvP, she's kind of disappeared off the map. I mean, she's still a great damage dealer for maybe raids and stuff, but I don't know. I mean,
Throw it.
there's a couple.
Boom. Yeah. Ugnaught doing
Couple
damage.
You're gonna do Ugnaught. Wow.
Yeah. I'm just having some fun.
So I would actually say that I've seen her a lot on my server in PvP. I like her on defense. I'm actually working right now towards working on a defense group, and I don't know how it'll work out. We'll have to see once I finish Leia, which would be an old Ben lead with Saint Han, Royal Guard, Leia, and GS. And I just want to see how that manages to last overnight. So I don't know how Leia is going to work out, but Leia is still good.
Speaking of Ritual Gaming, they are here in
What's
the
up?
channel. I don't know if that's Joe or Danny or who, but thank you for joining the stream. We had to switch it up because Ranger, being the retarded computer person that he is, had some kind of incident occur. I guess I didn't pay enough of a bribe to my internet provider to make OBS work properly. And now we're over here.
There
But
you
welcome.
go. Welcome, one and all. Hope you guys are loving the Ugnaught show here. Little thug action. Go bam. Look at that. 71 damage on a crit.
It's like, and if you get in my way, I'll put a jihad out on you.
I put a jihad on you.
My Ugnaught is still ethereal, so he beats all of yours.
It'd be funny if someday you can actually face other characters and you can just it does random and you end up with like Ugnaught, Coruscant Police. Some of the characters you don't use.
Yeah, I know.
Something else for the new players. No, if you have any question, guys, feel free to, or a topic of discussion, feel free to shoot any questions you guys have. So Grand Patron says 4788 or Greedo in arena after Leia Han, Admiral Akbar, EEHA.
I am going for Greedo right now.
See, I'm working on Leia, then I'm going to finish my Han because he's 6-star. And I
He
was
said
working on him
after
before.
Leia. God.
Oh, after.
Oh. One must have the ability to
So
read.
I have to say one thing though.
Love you,
I
Ranger.
assume.
Hmm.
I assume EE is
God.
referring to ETH Koth. I don't know why people do EE for ETH Koth. It should be EK. EE is Ewok Elder. That's just one of my little gripes here. But on a separate note, then, with regards to that, he's not even necessary anymore. They nerfed the Yoda event so much, it's not even worth it to really get ETH Koth. You're better off just getting somebody else like Anakin and doing kind of the standard Consular, Lumi, Barris, Qui-Gon, and you're not the only one, by the Great Grande, that does the EE for ETH Koth. It bothers me.
Is that what some people use for ETH Koth? I always thought
Yeah.
Ewok Elder. Oh, well,
Yeah,
then I
that's
have
what it
given some confusing advice to some people in the past. Whoops.
Dude said go for EE, and that's what I
Should I go for EE? Oh, yeah, he can revive people and everything. Oh, really? Thanks.
You want to use the EE and all the battles and the Bill. It's ETH Koth. No.
Whoops.
So, Flo Buffett says Teebo nerf real or overreaction?
Overreaction.
Yeah, I
Little
think
bit.
just a little bit. Jingle Fed says, is Empire team viable? Not yet. I don't think any team other than droids really is a viable comp. I mean,
I think Jedi's can be.
Jedi's can be, but I mean, the one thing is they don't have a taunt character in there. I mean, you just mow them down. You know, I mean, I was talking about that Anakin team I faced today was all Jedi. My little one count Dooku stunned 2, then he got his turn to come up. again with 2 stun, and then I use his lightsaber attack ability block. I mean, he just decimated them.
Holy
you
shit!
know,
I got
with
busted
no,
down to
with no
12
problem.
already. Where's that Anakin
Yeah.
leader team?
So since we switch streams here really quick, just to reference Flova's question, the Teebo nerf, it's not really a nerf, it's an accidental change. CG Conduit kind of came out and said that he's working on correcting his previous simple fix. So it is something that they're working on. It's not really a nerf. It's not intended to be the way it is. I think they were just trying to fix the stealth bug that was going on beforehand, and they just made it worse. So they're working on it. So
I
I
think
wouldn't say
Django is something else, man. Is Darth Maul a top tier leader? Not only do I award you no points, but may have God have mercy on your soul. Moving on to the next subject.
Yeah, the entire chat room is dumber
Is now dumber.
for having read that.
Oh, so
May
I guess
God have
did we
mercy on
answer
your soul.
Grande's question?
Which one? Oh, there's another one. Okay.
No, the
after
same
me.
one. Did
Oh.
we his original one?
We got to the E debate.
Grande is just asking like all the basic beginner stuff.
I know, it's like, boy, I'll tell you what, if you want to
Hey,
go to
Grande.
main character, EE is the way to go.
Oh.
So 47 versus 88 versus Greedo. Only because of the event, I would probably say Greedo first, then 47, then 88. That would be my view.
God.
Yeah, the cough syrup. Yeah, exactly. Cough syrup. It's
That
so,
old
it's so
chestnut.
sticky. It's caught. It's caught the cat legs.
I tried to tap, but it was too hard.
Oh.
It was like the syrup was trying to tell me to type out a certain phrase. And every time I hit a key, another one would just magically appear. It was crazy.
Dude, what's your favorite cereal? I like Rice Chex
Captain
a lot.
Crunch. I like Captain Crunch because it makes your mouth bleed afterwards.
Cinnamon
So not only
Life.
do you get this,
Cinnamon Life
I'll
is
go with
pretty
the
good.
shout out and say Supreme cereal.
Yeah, Supreme cereal is your favorite cereal? You like putting Supreme cereal in your mouth? Is that
He
what you're
didn't say
saying?
to eat. He just said what my favorite cereal was. Said nothing about eating or anything related to my mouth.
Oh, okay, because when people think about cereal, they don't think about putting shit in their mouth and eating it and stuff. That's okay. That's fine. That's cool.
Floba Fett, should I farm Sidious? Actually, I mean, Sidious is.
He is not passing through the questions. We've been answering his questions. Come on.
Yes.
Come on, Janko. Janko troll.
Are you able to open Galactic War token redemption for Grande so we can discuss his question too? So he's asking after Lumi, Phasma, Teebo, and 86, what order to farm things in Galactic War? So
I already know my answer.
What would be yours?
We polled 100 Grande Patrons, top 5 answers on the board, and the number 1 answer is Phasma.
John Vapor! Yeah! What's up, buddy?
After Lumi, Phasma, Teebo, and 86. So you can't give Lumi, Phasma, Teebo, and 86 as your answer because it's after those.
That's your question.
Dude, Poggle. Right there. Got him up on the screen for you guys.
I would say either Poggle or Tusken Raider.
After Lumi?
After Lumi, Phasma. How many times are we going to have to go over this with you, Ranger? There are more than just 2 words at the start of every question.
Oh.
Vape
Sorry, I'm trying to vape.
Yep.
I've had too much.
Teebo, Tusken Raider is a good one. Resistance Pilot is pretty good. Gotta get her up a little more in player level on there. I gotta rank her up a little bit. I got her gear 9, and then as I showed my previous live stream, the gear that she needs to go to 10, and it's fucking insane what she needs to get to gear 10. I'm never doing that. I'm not putting another piece of gear in her.
Yeah, I haven't even started on her. Oh, holy God. I just looked at that and I was like, okay, 7-star. Okay, you'll be geared later.
Yeah, but the question is, after 86, like, who do you farm after you get the list of characters that Grande Patron read? Can you guys please start reading the fucking questions? Just please.
You're making Stu angry.
Well, I'm just not going to talk anymore.
No. You can talk. That's fine.
Okay.
I just use you. I just have a feeling that they're doing this shit on purpose.
Yeah. Thanks, guy. What about 86? I'll tell you what, 86 is a beast, man. When you get him up to higher gear level, he hits like a freaking truck. I actually used him on my arena team. Or not arena team, but raid team for phase 2 and 3. I mean, he can do some crazy damage. But I think if you have an old droid lineup, which is what I'll be working on next, I think you can really do some serious, pain to the Rancor.
So let me go on a little tangent here because this was something that we were discussing in Rebel Base the other day, and I think Floba got mad at me because I was saying that I don't like Poggle. Droids now don't seem to use Poggle at all. Poggle's worth in PvP and just kind of in general seems to have gone down a good bit with the introduction of Jawa Engineer. They usually run like an 80, the HK lead. They have Jawa Engineer. Poggle has no place in that team. So, what do you guys think?
I think I'm going to
Do you think
check
with the
out Dengar real quick because Blaine here is saying that Dengar takes 940 purples.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my smoke. Definitely don't like that. Alright, let's check him out here. Let's see here. Gear level 1. Nothing. Okay. Alright.
There it is, 940 purples.
Yep.
Oh god.
There's gear level 8. Nothing too crazy. Oh, there's the droid caller. There it is. Then you get him to level 9. Is he super tanky? He's taking a lot of Carbonis and stun guns and stuff. There's the security standard. This gearing has the making of a tank. Hold on.
Yeah, it does.
What's his definition? Or his description, I mean?
Scoundrel attacker.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Health 21,462. Okay.
That is a great point.
Yeah, tons of the
June,
Carbonis.
That would be an interesting team. Poggle, Sunfac, Geonosian Soldier, and Geonosian Spy. Maybe that might work.
But we were
Maybe
discussing this earlier. In order to really make use of Geonosian Spy, I think you really either need, and this one probably won't work, which would be like a Newt Gunray lead in order to give a bonus to somebody that's stealth.
Well, he's
or
pretty
better
tanky.
yet is to take advantage of his unique ability. You need a IG-88 lead. Because if you can start getting Geonosian Soldier, Sunfac, and Geonosian Spy to start putting debuffs on characters, you're going to keep on upping his turn meter. I still don't see Poggle being that useful in that squad. He wouldn't be a lead, so he would just kind of be a really weak attacker with an ability block and offense up. But I don't think it's worth it compared to like a Taunter if you have that group with 88, Spy, Soldier, Sunfac, and then you probably maybe want to put like a Royal Guard or somebody else in there.
Yeah, but Brandon Aiken with his no, I don't think he is marking the time. But Dengar has great turn meter manipulation on paper, and there you go. Just look at this potency. Oh yeah. 0.77. We're gonna be manipulating some turn meter now. Look at that. Hell yeah.
Feel the turn meter.
Nice.
They said you was hung, and they was right.
Later, Ritual Gaming. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, check out their stream, guys.
Please do. Entertaining stuff.
Yes, it is.
They drink beer and talk about the game. They're men after my own heart.
They're real Sith of genius.
They are.
That are called Ritual Gaming. Hey, both names start with an R. The plot thickens.
So Grande's asking another question for us.
Always.
When you're farming hard nodes, light side, dark side, how are you farming them? How many are you? Should you farm hard nodes, normal nodes? How do you guys farm it? So I can tell you my strategy is so when I first started and I still have it running, I actually had like a giant Excel sheet that kept track of all my numbers and how much energy I get and all that kind of stuff. I usually kept about half of it to actually farm shards, which ended up being about 3 characters with, on average, about 2.5 nodes. And so I would farm those, and then the rest of it would all be towards gear. But keep in mind that this was before gear could be bought in shipments. So before that, I would have done it that way. Now, with the introduction of gear and shipments, I would probably shift that a little bit more to about 75% of my energy towards farming shards, and then the rest of it towards farming gear.
Everybody stop. Django Fett said he'll be right back.
Whoa, freeze.
Okay, we're dead. He could be a while.
You never know what that guy's going to be doing.
I know.
You mean Jedi Knight Anakin?
I was
You mean
thinking the same thing.
JKA, right?
Is Shaman like a
It's like, did Jedi Master
Great
Alon
martial
get
arts?
clone synergies now? Well, hey, man, I mean, Alon in his last couple of streams, real high on the clones, so you don't know. Maybe he's just sitting there. He's like, after he's done with the stream, it's just like, time to synergize. Synergize!
form of, shape of,
Form of clones. Oh, Rex Gear 11. And finished. And Flo's getting genuinely upset at us.
I added an M.
Don't-
I didn't mean to.
Don't curse
It
at
was a
us.
cough syrup. It was a cough syrup, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was the cough syrup. I got a bad cough.
It's been reported, everybody, that there's a bad strain of cough syrup going around. Oh, Lord. Poor Floba Fett.
What do we got here?
Uh,
Hard node battles. God damn. Ugh, I hate that. Oh, actually, I have stuff to do here. What do I got here? I have to get some hard node battles going and some dark side battles. All right.
Brandon Aiken says, it would be so crazy if all 10 of us could speak on the VC, LOL.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yes.
That's like when everyone stops watching. They're like, "Oh, that's just insanity." Maybe we'll do a special segment one day where we do that. What the fuck was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna do.
And you guys are more than welcome if you want to jump into the channel. Just let us know, and we'll be more than glad to get you down. If you have something you want to talk about, or a topic, or about the game, or a question. This is all about you guys.
This is all for
about the
you.
community.
This is all about the loving fans.
Ooh.
Because we love you so much. Reggae? Reggae.
I don't think Floba feels the love.
He said piss off.
He never gives the love.
Where is the love?
13 now. Nice. 13 omegas. Maybe a little energy to spend here. Nice. Flo is such like... He's just like the angriest fan of strippers I've ever come across. Ever. The guy lives in Vegas and stuff, and he's still
Lucky man.
so angry. It's like, how much can one guy need? No, I know. And I think after the joking, we slipped in a semi-serious response where, yeah, we really should do that. Really should. I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
And that's like one of those things where it's like, that segment's for us. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. That's...
What a great audience. What a great audience.
Yeah, that'll be for us. That won't be for the masses. with all of the subscribers that we have, all the fan base.
Yeah.
Everything there. All right. Well, do we really have anything else?
No, it looks like we answered the questions that have been given to us so far, so
Yes.
seems like
Yeah.
a good stopping point here.
Yep. Patron, man, I tell you, thoughts on General Veers. I'll let you take that, Stu, Empire Man.
Okay. But well, hey, I mean, Empire does have some viability. They need a little something extra to bring them to the next level. But where the hell is my General Veers? Here's my General Veers. There he is. He's right there. That's what I think of him. Right there. He can rot in hell at level 42, 3 stars. No mats in him whatsoever. This doesn't really
Yes, Lord. Yeah.
doesn't really
The
do
shield
too
generator
much.
will be down momentarily. You can begin your landing.
Yeah, Brandon, but we can still do it. It'll still be fun. You
Yeah.
know?
It's all about having fun, man.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, what a great show. We had some laughs, technical difficulties. Cubs win.
They did. They did.
They beat Cincinnati, right?
Oh, they whooped them. They whooped them. Fuck you, Dusty
I was
Baker.
watching it at my birthday dinner.
Cubs.
Dark Cubs. Sausage. All right, guys.
So,
I think we're going to take
thanks
off now.
Yeah, if you can, please put out the word. We've got on the other stream links to everything. Subscribe, get the word out. The next show is scheduled for next Wednesday. Hopefully, we don't run into the technical difficulties we had previously. We're gonna keep doing more fun stuff. We're gonna keep trying to add to the stream. Would love your suggestions.
Real
love your thoughts
suggestions.
On anything. Keep them. Listen, keep them constructive. Saying Stu is a poopy head and Ranger is retarded is not constructive. We're just going to say,
Hey,
okay,
that's how I
and
got
move
on
on.
the stream.
Just no negativity. Please. Fuck.
Be negative. You can be negative, but in a positive way.
It's the 4th of July around here in these Chicago parts. People setting off fireworks already.
We're going to try to do a Wednesday and Saturday stream. We were not going to do a Saturday stream this weekend, just for the simple fact that it's 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's not possible. So our next stream will be next Wednesday at the same bat time, same bat channel. And if you have a question you want us to answer, just let us know. Join our Discord. We're always in there. Lots of people are in there. A lot of great people from lots of guilds. And we always are talking we have all kinds of fun in there. But we do talk about Star Wars Galaxies, heroes quite a lot. So please feel free to come join the stream and be a part of what we've got going on here.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Check y'all late.